Gents, it's time to take care down there. Join the 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use offer code SKILLUP for 20% off plus free shipping. Click below to get to it or stick around to the end of the video to learn more. Right, Ubisoft. This is a short, sharp, easy one, right? It was a pretty small showcase, especially compared to like first party stuff, the Summer Games Fest, the PC Game Show, which always goes for like 6 hours or whatever. I don't know, that's an approximation, but that's how long it feels. This one, a lot less on the docket, but it still was fine, I thought. There wasn't a huge amount there that we didn't know about. There weren't really big surprises, but we did get to see some things that we've been wanting to see for a while. Beyond Good and Evil 2 excluded, obviously. So, let's start at the very top. The biggest reveal for the showcase was certainly Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Let's take a look at some of the footage.
I choose to protect my home. I was a child of two worlds. I am no longer. I am Navi.
So throughout the week, I'd been speaking to people who had seen this behind closed doors, and they were all saying to me, yep, it's Far Cry on Pandora. And it seems to be Far Cry on Pandora, okay? You play a Navi who was raised by humans, which means that you're able to use semi-automatic weapons as well as bows and arrows. And you have obviously decided to fight for the Navi, and you are obviously out there killing evil humans while they try and, you know, build mining rigs and deforestation centers, and you need to go in there and capture and destroy those outposts, which you can then use to collect more resources, to craft better bows, and to cook better food, okay? So, yes, it's definitely got a lot of Far Cry energy, but like, I don't think anyone was expecting anything different from an Avatar game set on Pandora, made by Ubisoft. Like, obviously, it was gonna be the open world thing where you have to capture things, right? Surely, we were all expecting this on some level, but to see it there in front of us was just like, okay, well, at least now we know, right? I will say, though, I was actually very pleasantly surprised by this trailer. I went in with no hype whatsoever for this game. I thought it was just gonna be a bit nuff-nuff, generally ambivalent. And I'm someone that actually likes Avatar, I do, right? But even the idea of a game based on Avatar didn't intrigue me, even though the old Avatar games are apparently really good. But anyway, that's a separate topic. So anyway, coming out of this trailer, I liked this. I thought this looked cool. The visual design of the worlds reminded me of like Xenoblade. Like if Monolith got to make video games on like this generation's hardware as opposed to hardware 3 generations old. Like this is the kind of shit that they would make, right? Beautiful, colorful landscapes full of weird creatures and gigantic rock formations kind of like arcing across the horizon. It just had a lot of that energy, and I love that sort of stuff. I just think some of the shots that I saw of the open world looked really brilliant, and I was very keen to like explore those worlds. Yes, I will be capturing mining outposts while I do that, but as someone that actually likes Far Cry, I'm also low-key okay with that, you know? If this is just Far Cry on Pandora, I'm fine with that. I really am. I'm not expecting it to like blow me away or be my game of the year or whatever, but if it is that, I'm broadly fine, because a game that looks this pretty, the Avatar license plus Far Cry DNA, that works for me. It's fine, you know? So it's on the way. One good thing though is it is actually co-op, and I don't think anyone was expecting that. Again, so are the recent Far Cry games. You can play them co-op through the campaign. This one is as well. That's a great addition. Enjoy it with your friends, whoever else. And yeah, I think it was a good showing. I think most people I spoke to were pleasantly surprised by that one. And it's actually coming this year, December 7th. There were rumors that it was coming this year, and it is. So that's really nice. It's current gen consoles and PC. Didn't get a chance to play this one at the Ubi event afterwards, sadly. There was just a behind closed door thing, and it really didn't give much away. There's no additional information on top of what you saw in the showcase, really. But anyway, Avatar, I think it's looking pretty good, which that's a big surprise to me. Speaking of surprisingly good, X-Defiant hit closed beta a little while ago. You might have seen that I did a preview video on it. It's good. Like it's I think I called the video like it doesn't suck. Because again, everyone was like, I don't know about this. We saw the initial reveal. It had this kind of grungy thing going on. It was called like Tom Clancy's it was bad. And they dropped the Tom Clancy. They reworked it a bit. They touched up the visual style. They made it a bit more serious. But the core fundamentals of it are quite solid. And so if you look at feedback on the closed beta test, people really liked it. It did very well for itself. I really enjoyed it. And I thought this must be coming soon because it felt quite polished. Turns out it is coming quite soon. It's coming northern summer, so in the next few months, but in the next few weeks, there's actually going to be another open beta test. So if you're interested in that, you can go sign up for that now. I think it's around June 20th or something. Oh, and they did say that as part of their roadmap, they're doing one new PvP map per month for the next little while. And if Bungie were to deliver the same number of PvP maps, that would take them like 25 years or something. So that's pretty good. Prince of Persia Lost Crown was next. We got another trailer here after it was revealed earlier during the Xbox showcase. Let's take a look at this one. So, another story, like while I was here, Prince of Persia was revealed, and online I saw everyone was shitting all over the game. Everyone. Like, it's just, everyone hated the music, they hated the art style, they hated the main character, they hated that it was 2D as opposed to whatever. Everyone was shitting all over it, okay? At the same time, people were playing the game behind closed doors, not myself yet, but I played it later, and everyone that I spoke to was like, dude, Prince of Persia rules. This is really fun. It's a fantastic game. Every single person I spoke to loved it. I can concur. It's very good, and I'm actually going to try and do a dedicated video on it because I captured a whole bunch of footage and I just really enjoyed it. So I'm going to talk about it some more. But long story short, I think this is good, and I think that when people see more of it and get the chance to play more of it or play some of it themselves, that I think the perception on this is going to do a big 180. But that's a guess. We'll wait and see how it goes. This is coming out early next year, around January time. At this point in the conference, the word Blood Dragon appeared on screen, and I absolutely lost my shit. Like, I think Austin was actually sitting next to me, and I like gasped. I'm like, oh my god, they're doing something with Blood Dragon. It turns out that it's an anime from the guy who did the Castlevania series, which is apparently excellent. That was cool. He came out and gave a kind of awkward presentation introing it. It's called Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. And yeah, it's an anime that has a whole bunch of Ubisoft stuff in there, and it's somehow loosely connected to Blood Dragon and nostalgia in the 90s, and that's all we've really got going now. So it's out in the next little while. It's exclusive to Netflix. I'm hopeful because I love Blood Dragon, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. The Division Resurgence was next. Now, this is a mobile game, mobile The Division, basically, okay? We saw some trailer here. We've seen some very brief snippets of gameplay earlier, as well as like cinematic reveals, what have you. Now, I actually played this, I'll tell you that, okay? When I first saw this game, I thought, okay, they're making The Division. Surely it's going to be very different. It's going to be kind of, you know, they do the more on-rails mobile experiences where they kind of play themselves. You know, it might move you from cover to cover and then you just tap some buttons and whatever. I really thought there's no way it's going to be proper Division. But I played this, and I can tell you right now, it's just The Division. Like, it's The Division 1 on mobile, you know, for real. And in a good way, by the way. I'm not saying that in a way like, oh, that's all they did. I'm like, it's pretty remarkable if you can get the Division 1 running on a mobile device. I played it at first with an Xbox controller, picked it up, and I just immediately felt like I was playing The Division, like just straight away. It's only half the map, okay? And you only have 2 weapons as opposed to your equipable 3. I'm sure there's some other changes in there as well, but it just feels really, really good. It feels like a proper Division game where most of the core gameplay systems are intact. And I'm really stunned by that, you know? So I asked them about the monetization. The guy said that he said he couldn't speak too much about it. He said that they're not doing pay to win and that it's cosmetic, okay? But he was not the right person to be able to say that definitively, okay? So don't take his word for it. We need to hear this properly and we need to see the game for ourselves before we jump to conclusions. Because again, most mobile games only exist to sell lots of microtransactions at ludicrous prices, okay? That's their main function. So we need to find out for ourselves how the monetization for this game works before we jump to conclusions. But it does play very well. And I was really impressed by what I saw. And if the microtransactions don't suck, I can see myself actually playing this, because it would be nice to be able to carry around the Division in your pocket, I'll tell you that. So the Division Resurgence, it's coming out at some point in the future. You can pre-register for it right now. Skull and Bones, oh man. Okay, I guess we're doing a sing-song now. We're doing a pirate shanty. I don't know, man. They showed more of the same sort of stuff they've showed before, but with some dudes up on stage singing, and they didn't provide a release date, and they said there's a beta coming in August. So who the fuck knows, man? I mean, who knows? Like, every week there's a new rumor that this game has been cancelled. It hasn't been cancelled yet. It looks like it might come out. I guess we'll find out in the future, but Skull and Bones, man. I mean, I don't even know what to say. There was a Roller Champions Jet Set Radio crossover. As much as I love Jet Set Radio, that's still not enough to get me to log in and play more Roller Champions. So I'm just going to leave that there. The Crew Motorsport was another one. Now, I also played this. So the Crew Motorsport, Motorfest, excuse me. It's the Crew Motorfest. And it is basically Horizon, like Forza Horizon. Like almost exactly, okay? You are going to the island of Oahu in Hawaii, and it has a volcano. It has beaches. It has jungle area. It has street racing. It has the whole Japanese racing circuit thing going on with lots of neon light on the tracks. It has a lot of Horizon energy, and I played it, and yep, it feels like Forza Horizon. I didn't love my time with it. I think its arcadey sort of controls weren't quite to my liking. The problem with this game, I'll tell you what it is, okay? I'll tell you. The problem with this game is that Forza Horizon's really fucking good, okay? And it's like you've basically made another game like it without really giving people a compelling reason why they should try this one. Again, I need to play more of it. I guess I shouldn't jump to conclusions like that, but I think anyone watching the trailer and me having played like 30 minutes of it and getting an overview of the game from the developer, I never saw the thing that makes it really stand out as like, oh, I need to play this instead of Horizon. So that's an uphill battle for that one. And I wish the developers well, but it is a tough sell because Horizon is very good and very entrenched. And this seems to be trying to do the same thing without necessarily adding anything new to the formula. And I think that's a bit of a bummer. But we'll see. That one is coming out pretty soon, actually. October 14th. That's the date. So, yeah. Next up was Assassin's Creed in VR. Hold on to your lunch for this one. Just seeing this as a mock-up made my stomach churn. Like, not even actually playing it myself, but the thought of doing all the assassin-y things in VR with the headset on and doing the parkour, already I was like... I was just like, there's no way I'm doing that, man. But yep, it's Assassin's Creed in VR. It's 3 time periods in history. It's Ezio, it's Cassandra, and it's guy from 3. I can't remember his name now. Connor, I think. But yeah, so 3 different time periods. It's the first game to have that multiple time spanning thing. It's obviously the first game to be in VR. I actually saw some stills of gameplay when I went behind closed doors. And it looks fine, you know, it looks all good. I was a bit worried, given the nature of that CG trailer, that it would look a lot worse in terms of gameplay, but it actually holds up and looks good. Plus, they did make the point that they've implemented a whole bunch of VR comfort features, like the whole teleport to move thing, and a raft of other features that are that's gonna make it easier to play if you're someone that gets motion sickness. Because, my God, I can't think of a game that would give you more motion sickness than this one, right? So that is Assassin's Creed Nexus VR. There is no release date for this one yet, but it's on the way. There was also Codename Jade, which is the Assassin's Creed mobile game, the one that's set in China. We saw a little bit of gameplay for this one here. It's, you know, its gameplay is quite flashy. It's a bit sort of Dynasty Warriors-esque almost. It looks fine, but, you know, if you want to play Assassin's Creed on mobile, I'm sure this will let you do that when it eventually arrives. There's no date for this one yet either, but it's about to enter some additional closed tests, so you can sign up for those at the moment. Then there was Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now, I guess we should just play some of the trailer here, so just take a look.
The Order has held dominion over men and their empires for centuries. Strike quickly and end this.
Swallow your questions, serve without complaint. Who is she to tell you when to strike?
Everything you do serves the hidden ones. That is a strange kind of freedom.
So that trailer sets up some of the story stuff, and after that came a gameplay-focused trailer, you know, just showing off what this is like, and it's absolutely what we expected it to be. It's old school, classic Assassin's Creed with lots of stealth and the one-hit kill assassinations, and you know, and lots of parkour and all that sort of stuff, right? So it looks good in that regard. I'm excited for it because I'm looking forward to an old-fashioned Assassin's Creed. I think the risk with this one is that it didn't show a lot of new stuff, like how you might take that old original formula and move it forward to something else, rather than just saying, okay, well, we made an old Assassin's Creed again, so there you go. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, it seems like we're impossible to please, because they're like, well, you said you wanted an old Assassin's Creed, so we made it, and now you're complaining it's just old Assassin's Creed. I get that, right? That's partly true. But at the same time, I think when people were asking for a return to the old Assassin's Creed, they were also asking to see, like, well, where else could you take that formula, okay? And I don't think this trailer showed off any of that, any kind of, like, what might be next for this older style formula. It just showed, here's what the old formula is. You wanted it, you got it, you know? But as I said, I'm happy with that for now. That's fine. I'm just glad to be back to that old style thing where you can't just tank 40 dudes at once with your endless purple legendary weapons, and, you know, parkour doesn't mean anything, and the game is like 8,000 hours long. Okay, I'm down for Mirage. I'm very keen for it. And that also got a release date. That one is coming out October 12th. Finally, we got ourselves a new Star Wars video game. We saw this revealed earlier, but now here it is, and let's take a look.
Hey, Nick! Catch! Oh, these guys don't quit! Hang on! Are we good?
Nothing on the sensors yet.
Anybody on the sensors now?
So this is Star Wars Outlaws. It is the bounty hunter adventure we were expecting based upon that initial reveal. And we definitely got some more insight into what type of game it might be, but I don't think it's answered all of our questions. So clearly it is a third-person action-y stealth game. You know, you're definitely doing some climbing on stuff, you're doing some stealthing, you're doing some shooting, you're doing some sort of narrative-led stuff, right? You're sitting down with someone at some point and you've pissed them off and you can choose to bribe them or not, and if you choose to bribe them, then your life's going to be a lot easier. If not, then you got to haul ass and get out of there because the Empire's going to be on your tail. We saw that it obviously has space, you know, obviously you just take off in your ship, you fly, there's like a seamless loading screen that pushes you into outer space, and you're going straight into, you know, ship to ship combat, dogfighting, and then, you know, off you go, and your mission's complete, and she's like, well, we can go anywhere we like and the galaxy is ours, kind of thing, right? So that's cool, but still plenty of questions about, like, how does progression work? How is this game structured overall? Is it going to be a 15-hour narrative-led experience, or is it a big 50-hour sprawling RPG? Like, we don't know any of that sort of stuff yet, but I think we've seen enough now to get a pretty good sense of what it is. I like it. I think it looks good. At the same time, I'm not all in on it. I've actually seen a huge amount of positive sentiment to this one. I saw a tweet that was comparing trailers viewed after the Xbox showcase, and the Outlaws trailer was the most viewed trailer by a factor of 2. I think it had like 3 million views, and the next game after that had like 1.8 or something. So it's really popped off. People are really excited about this because obviously Star Wars is a big brand, and this looks like a cool rendition of it, right? It's a bounty hunter, new character, getting into messy scraps and whatever. Like, sure, let's do that. It's also set between Empire and Jedi. People love that period. It's a little bit played out, it feels, but like people love going back to that period, I guess, and it's there. So there's a lot in this game's favor, and people are really quite excited about it. I'm not quite there, to be honest with you. I think this trailer looks nice, and I'm excited for it on some level, but yeah, the trailer didn't fully sell me. I think a lot of that trailer looked quite pre-scripted, visually as well as in its gameplay and its animations and all this sort of stuff. Like, it didn't look like a truly organic gameplay trailer, okay? And I'm reminded of the, you know, the infamous Division 1 trailer from back in the day from Massive, one of the most famously downgraded trailers in history, okay? And so it's kind of like, you have to sort of be vigilant. I mean, I love Massive, don't get me wrong. I got my start on the Division. I think they're a fantastic studio and they do great work. But at the same time, it's like, I generally don't trust trailers at all anymore, okay? And there were just a few things that pinged for me in that trailer that were like, okay, let's just see how this lands overall, right? Also, just the core of its gameplay didn't seem super exciting to me. Like, yep, there's some basic stealth and some basic shooting and some basic riding of a bike and some basic ship combat. It's all pretty straightforward at this point. I need to see where the depth comes in, and obviously I think this is going to live or die based on its story. And if this character and the cast of characters and the world and the plot they've got going really works, then that's going to carry it, because I loved the Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order, even though I think those games had quite a few problems as games. But because their rendition of Star Wars was so pitch perfect, I just fucking loved them, right? So there's every chance that this could be the same. You know, if the gameplay doesn't pop off for me, then maybe the Star Wars nostalgia factor will. But I'm definitely optimistic about it. I was impressed by how nice it looked, and, you know, very keen to see more. So that is Star Wars Outlaws. There is no date for that one yet, but it is out sometime next year. And that wrapped up the Ubisoft Showcase, which, like I said, it was short and sharp. There was no massive surprises. It was not anything that we hadn't seen before, but it just kind of played the things that we wanted to see, except for Beyond Good and Evil, right? It's just, that was that. I think Ubisoft right now are kind of retreating to more familiar territory, you know? They've got this narrative-led Star Wars game, and they've got this Far Cry style, you know, Avatar game, and, you know, they're putting the Division out onto a new platform. They're making an old school 2D platformer in Prince of Persia. Assassin's Creed Mirage is going back to basics. Ubisoft have obviously had a very tumultuous couple of years. They've made some big bets in the live service market that haven't paid off, and it does feel like they're just retreating to more familiar territory, more solid ground, and I personally am okay with that. Like, yeah, I'm fine with them making an old school Assassin's Creed. I'm very fine with them making a, you know, open world adventure Star Wars game. Like, it, you know, I'm cool with all that. So hopefully this next chapter for Ubisoft pays off for them, because I don't think they could afford to go through another cycle of releases full of flops. I don't think the company would survive. So this has to land, and I think based upon what we've seen here, there is some stuff that has a good shot. Particularly X-Defiant, I think, is looking strong. Prince of Persia, Lost Crown, I think is fantastic based on my playtime with it as well. The Division Resurgence, I think, is going to positively surprise people. Assassin's Creed Mirage looks simple, like as in old school, but I think a lot of people are down for that. And Outlaws and Avatar are big players attached to big licenses, but hopefully they work because, you know, certainly they're going to get initial box sales thanks to those licenses, but whether or not they achieve that sort of critical long-term commercial success, that's another question. So, Ubisoft, it's done. It was the last showcase. I've got a few videos that I'm going to work on over the next little while as I wrap up my coverage here. But that was it. Thank you for tuning in, and you will hear more from me very soon. Okay, bye. Gentlemen, here's a life hack. Shave your balls. That life hack comes courtesy of this video's sponsor, Manscaped. Why is it a life hack? Because taking care down there just leads to good things. Confidence, comfort, other things that I can't talk about without getting demonetized. Point is, your intimate grooming regime is probably lacking. So if you want to up your game, then you might want to think about grabbing the Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0, the ultimate package for your package. Inside the Platinum Package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Ultra Premium body wash, Ultra Premium 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, Ultra Premium deodorant, Crop Preserver anti-chafing ball deodorant, Crop Reviver ball spray toner, anti-chafing boxes, and the shed travel bag to hold all your goods while traveling. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0. Manscaped say this is the greatest ball trimmer ever invented, and since they're pretty much the only entity who specializes in ball trimming, I'm inclined to believe them. These people know balls. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and also has a 400K LED spotlight in case you need a more precise shave. Ever wanted to spotlight your junk? Well, now you can. Please use responsibly. In addition to shaving, you can now completely upgrade your shower routine with the Ultra Premium Body Wash and Ultra Premium 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. You'll have all your skin and hair feeling hydrated and smelling fresh. Don't forget to apply their aluminium-free Ultra Premium deodorant for that cologne quality scent on the go. Ever find yourself getting a bit sweaty down there? Thankfully, their Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner can solve these problems for you. Once they touch your sack, you'll never go back. All of this and more in the Platinum Package 4.0. It covers all bases from head to toe, the best bang for your shebang. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SKILLUP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use offer code SKILLUP at checkout. Manscaped, helping you be a baller by taking care of your balls. Thanks Manscaped for sponsoring the video, and thank you for watching it.